Okay, so this is going to be like a summary shear from what all we spoke for the past 10 shiurim, and that's going to be my favorite shear because it's going to be examples lamaisa. It's taking together everything, and we're actually doing certain cases that we're going to create certain stories, and we're going to find. We're going to start off with Eirich, with Eirich, Ayareach, and a Roiche Vayareach, and we'll know where the Shemesh Amiti is. That's our starting point. Again, we have three things that we know. We know where the sun is, Shemesh Amiti, and we also know where the Yareach is, the Eirech Ayareach, and the Roiche Vayareach. These three things we know. And till the way to get till there, that's a whole different subject. That's belongs to, I'd say, part one. I would say that has to do with finding the Shemesh Amiti. That's one of the first things that we learned, and then to get the Roichev, that's also step, one of the first steps that we do, and the Shenimara. That's okay. We're now up to the stage. We can basically divide this whole kiddush hachodesh thing into three parts, and to say that this part is the third part. That means once you know the oirich and the roichev hayareach, that's already after the shinui mara. It's basically covering the Rambam from halacha yud, you perik yud zayin halacha yud till the end. I would say it's like we can call this part three. So we'll start with actual examples. That's the only way to learn things, to do examples. So we'll start with the first example. We'll write down some numbers here on the page. At least you can follow along. And also, it's recommended that you should get yourself a calculator. It's called Texas Instrument Multi-View. It has the scientific notation on it, and you should learn how to use it. You should learn how to use the sine, cosine, the basic functions, to inverse sine, all these things. I cannot give a shit on this because that's, it's just gonna waste time. You get this calculator, Texas Instrument. I have you can get it for $10-15. Texas Instrument, maybe a little bit more today. Texas Instrument 30XS. It's multi-view. There's probably other models, whatever it is. A good scientific calculator. And you should learn how to use it. Learn how to use the scientific buttons. You don't need all the fancy stuff. Just to find inverse sines, how to use the basic stuff. Okay. So we start now, and we'll start with the first example. And the way we'll do is, again, we'll give these three numbers. So I'm gonna write here sun. The sun is, the first case is gonna be, the sun will be the sun we'll make it the sun for 10. That's gonna be the sun. 10 degrees, sun is equal to 10. Sun is equal to 10. Okay, next, moon is equal, I'll make it, to make it a nice random number, I'll make it 23, 5. That means 23 longitude, 5 latitude. By the way, all these examples I will use always the extreme because that's how you see better the stuff. So I'm not going to go here the moon is 2 or 3. We'll always use that the moon is either 5 latitude or -5. So first we'll start with a positive. So this is the information that we're given. Let me make a break in between this one. You should understand this is two things. Okay, this is how you start. Okay, now formula number one. The formula number one is to find orech. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're making find orech shlishi. So we're gonna use the formula. The formula is, I'm writing here the formula. It's the inverse tangent. It's called arctangent. That's how it's called in the mathematical language. And you probably sine x minus tangent 5 tangent 23.5. I'm writing down the formula here. This was explained in the earlier tapes, but just you can follow it blindly and then you'll get the right answer. Divided by cosine x. So I'll do the thing now. This is the formula. I'm writing formula. Formula. I guess you know this is a formula. Okay. And we'll fill it in. So we'll make like this. Sine x, here we use the 23 because x is 23. So I'm going to do it in my calculator. I type in sine. You use the moon here because you're trying to find the orich shlishi of the moon. And this is again, just to remind, it means what point on the ecliptic has the same right ascension that the moon has in its place. It shares the right ascension, but not higher of the ecliptic, just on the ecliptic, it has the same right ascension. If you want to find out that point, how long it takes to set. So we type in the calculator, sine x would be sine 23 minus tangent 5 times tangent 23.5. Now, I would suggest, if you don't know how to use a calculator, you should first make enter equals, because you have to know how to make the brackets properly. I forgot to write it cosine x. This has to be done first. It's the operation has to be first. You have to do sine x minus tangent, and then you have to divide by cosine x. And final step is so if you don't do the properly the brackets, then you get a wrong answer. So if you don't know how exactly, if you get confused, just do separate steps. First make sine x, that's sine 23 minus tangent 5 tangent 23 divided by then do separately, take that number. By me it's 0.352689975. Now take this, make divided by cosine x. X here is again 23. Cosine 23. Because we try to make the moon should be 13 degrees away from the sun. Just that's my conventional thing. It doesn't, you can do whatever you want. I just use this. Anyway, you do divided by cosine 23, you'll get 0.383148414. You can do it together with me while I'm talking. Now, the final step will be, in the calculator there's a second function. So you push second tangent, and then you type in this number that you got, this 0.383148414. That's the inverse tangent of this number. And the final answer would be is equal to 20. That's what the calculator shows. 20 I'm gonna write it down here. 0.9642551908. So this is the Oruch Shlishi. Okay. Next. Now we're gonna do the step. This is a longsome step. It takes a while. It's to find the Oruch Revi, and I don't even know if I'm gonna manage to finish it in this tape. I'll try my best. So this is I did not go through yet in the videos. So let me start the steps. It's a complicated because in spherical trigonometry, it's a very hard angle to get that angle that shows the Oruch Revi. So I'm writing find Oruch Revi. That's our objective here. So it's like this. First of all, we have to find two things here. We have to find when the sun sets, what point of the celestial equator is at the horizon. And then we have to find when the moon sets, not when the moon sets, when the point of 20.964 sets, what point of the celestial equator, and we subtract the first one from the second one, and that will be Oruch Revi. But how do we find? This is a formula to convert. It's a long formula to get. The given is the point of an ecliptic, and we need to get a point of the celestial equator setting at that time. So we start. It's a long thing. I think I'll have to. We'll have to do. Maybe we'll have to probably give it two videos for this. So first we create something that's called A. A is equal to arc sine. Again, the same function. We take the inverse sine of sine 10 times, not making times, you have to know yourself, it's times sine 23.5 divided by sine 58. So this is the first step you do. You solve for A. And if you do it with a calculator, again, I recommend you first do sine 10, you do it easy way, times sine, you don't have to make times, you can skip the word times sine 23.5, it automatically makes times, then divided by sine 58. It's 0.08164879. Then you make second function sine, and then you get that number there in the brackets, that's 0.08 number, and you get the final number is equal to, I'm typing it in here, 4.68334103. Okay, this is A. Okay, I don't want to rush up stuff here, so we'll stop the video here since I can only do it for 15 minutes. Next video, I'll continue with the calculations. Okay, thank you for listening.